Hey guys, welcome to Last Movie Standing. I want to talk my favorite action hero growing up as a kid, Robin Hood. I absolutely love Robin Hood. Always have, since I was a little kid. He's always been like one of the coolest action heroes to me ever. Like, forget King Arthur. It was all about Robin Hood growing up. And I recently just went on like a little marathon. I was like watching all my Robin Hoods, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna rank these. And it was kind of hard, kind of easy, but kind of hard. And these are gonna be way different than yours, I'm sure. I mean, we'll probably have some, but guys, let's be honest. Have you ever watched a ranking video where you completely 100% agree with somebody? No, you haven't. So, just full disclosure, these are my picks. And instead of going last to first, I'm gonna go first to last. Because I feel like you're just gonna know automatically, like, what as it goes down, like, because there's only a few left. Now, I have not seen every version of Robin Hood. I have not seen the BBC show, which I've heard is amazing. I just haven't seen it yet. We're just gonna talk movies, and I'm gonna give like an honorable mention straight to, was it Robin and Marion, the 1970s one with Sean Connery and Audrey Hepburn. I did not care for that movie. It was boring as crap to me. You got old Robin, old Marion. It just, I don't know, it didn't appeal to me. I tried to watch it. I couldn't do it. So I'm going to put that as an honorable mention. It's not on this list. But honestly, 1 and 2, I feel like it's an easy, my number 1 is really easy for me to say, but number 2 is like right up there. So we're going to start with my favorite Robin Hood ever. Prince of Thieves. Goes without question. This is my personal favorite Robin Hood movie. I grew up with this movie. Like, do y'all remember the castle playset? Like, I had the action figures and everything of this growing up as a kid. Like, this was the coolest movie in the world to me. And then I also grew up in a house where my mom was the biggest Bryan Adams fan. So we grew up listening to Bryan Adams, and the theme song, Everything I Do, I Do For You. Bro, I bought a piano last year to learn 2 songs, because I was like, I'm going to learn this song. I'm going to learn how to play Everything I Do For You on the piano. No one will ever hear it, but I'm doing it for myself, because I absolutely love this movie. I don't have the box set of this. I'm not paying $100 for this aftermarket. I think I paid $50 for this. Like, I got it last year. This was a birthday gift to myself. I ended up buying it on Amazon for like $50. So I'm stoked. Love the transfer. I almost got the new French edition, but I'm like, if I get it again in a better packaging, it might be if they re-release it in America, because this has never got a U.S. release. But this film is so iconic. I mean, you got Alan Rickman as the sheriff of Nottingham. Like, I'll cut your heart out with a spoon. Why a spoon, cousin? Because it'll hurt more, you twit. I love this freaking movie, man.
Why a spoon, cousin?
'Cause it's dull, you twit. It'll hurt more.
And there are tropes with Robin Hoods that I just love, and I love when they're added into the stories that some movies have and some don't. Like the archery tournament. I feel like the archery tournament is famous in most Robin Hood movies. They don't have the archery tournament in this, but there's a really cool, like, same thing where they're like, he's like teaching, he's having like a small little competition and he hits the arrow right through. Like, that's like a famous Robin Hood thing. Like, come on. Kevin Costner, when he shoots the bow and the explosion behind him, like, number 1 will always be number 1 without question. Prince of Thieves. Number 2, and this is a very close second. This is like pretty close, but I love this movie. I grew up with this as a kid. But The Adventures of Robin Hood from 1938. Is this 38 or 39? 38. Guys, this movie predates The Wizard of Oz in color. This movie predates Gone with the Wind in color. Like, come on. I think this predates Wizard of Oz. Or it came out the same year. I think, was Wizard of Oz 39? I don't know. But I know it predates Gone with the Wind. shot in Technicolor. Like, I haven't got the Blu-ray yet because I just know when I do a 4K is gonna come out. But I'm halfway tempted to just get the Blu-ray anyway and just deal with the curse. I think anything Technicolor will look amazing on 4K. But Errol Flynn's Robin Hood, I think, first off, Errol Flynn is the coolest Robin Hood. Have you ever heard that expression, in like Flynn? Errol Flynn is like the man. Anything he's in, he's cool. This is like the coolest Robin Hood ever. He's suave. He's just, he's a man's man. Every woman wants to be with him, and every man wants to hang out with him. You know, so cool. And Olivia de Havilland, oh my gosh, by far to me the most gorgeous Maid Marian of all of these. I'm gonna be ranking Maid Marians, Little Johns. Definitely the best Maid Marian, or my favorite Maid Marian, the prettiest, the wifey, you know, like the girl next door, girl of your dreams. Like, she's that beautiful. But since we're going to rankings, hold on, real fast. I will say, because I forgot to add this, because most of these all have the similar scenes. Robin Hood Prince of Thieves has the best Robin Hood versus Little John fight scene, where they're fighting with the staffs and everything, or are they the bows, and you know they're on the river, and it's just with the music. Oh, I can't like hum it, but I can just hear the music playing in my head. You know, this has the best version of that. This has a cool version too, like they're fighting in the water, but it's not as cool as Men in Tights scene, but. Like, this also, I love that Errol Flynn, Olivia de Havilland, and the guy who plays the sheriff, they were also in a movie together. Same director, too. We're in a movie called Captain Blood, like the pirate movie, which I'm going to talk about that in another video. But, dude, Adventures of Robin Hood, 1938. This was so hard to beat, but Prince of Thieves did it, barely. And another thing I really like about this edition of it, this is a collector's edition. DVD, like, I will never get rid of this. I love this. I love the art. Disc is in there. This has not a single-long version, but a music-only version. Arrow did that. I've only seen that twice. Here, where you can just basically play it and listen to it, the music, and Arrow's Legend has, like, the Tangerine score, where you can just listen to the music. I wish more, like, movies would do that with dope soundtracks, but... Errol Flynn, Olivia de Havilland, Adventures of Robin Hood. Number 2. Easily number 2. Now we're getting to the ones that are like, everybody's going to differ on this. And honestly, this next one, I don't think a lot of people like this movie. But I really like it. I really do. Ridley Scott's Robin Hood. Like, say what you will about Ridley Scott nowadays, Ridley Scott has some bangers, and I will put Robin Hood up there. I think this has the best opening scene in any Robin Hood, with the painting, with the music, and like the whole painterly feel, telling the story of like what's going on in the forest and everything. It's so captivating. It's so beautiful. And Gladiator 2 had that same kind of opening. I remember seeing Gladiator 2 being like, oh my god, this is just like Robin Hood. Like, I'm going to love it. And then Gladiator 2 just, deep dive. But Robin Hood, a different kind of story than the traditional ones. He's technically not Robin of Locksley. He's somebody else, but he's still Robin Hood, Russell Crowe just plays a fantastic Robin Hood. Maid Marian, played by Cate Blanchett, is great in this. I don't think she's that pretty. She's pretty. I've just never found her like attractive that way, and she's, very much her own woman in this. But I also love the fact that so Isaac, what's his name? Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac plays Little John, the prince, or the king. And because the Lionheart dies at the beginning of this movie, and he becomes king, and he kills, what's his name? The old guy. Max von Snow is also in this. And spoilers, I'm sorry if you haven't seen this, or The Force Awakens, which I'm getting to because there's a connection here. Oscar Isaac and Max von Sydow are both in this and Force Awakens. But in this movie, Oscar Isaac kills Max von Sydow because Oscar Isaac's a bad guy. And at the beginning of Force Awakens, Oscar Isaac befriends Max von Sydow, and Max von Sydow dies at the hands of Kylo Ren to Oscar Isaac to escape. Small little connection. I just always thought that was kind of cool. Everything, because they kind of came out around the same time period. But I really dig this movie. I really do. I just think it's very well done. I love Russell Crowe in it. Little John, like Oscar Isaac, played a great villain. Mark Strong in it, and with the whole French and English thing, I really like that. They were originally supposed to make 3 of these. Like, he had planned a trilogy. That obviously never happened. I wish people would just stick to standalone movies, but, you know, that's not here or there. But number 3, Ridley Scott's Robin Hood for me. This next one, my number 4. I don't know anybody who's ever seen this. Now, some of you probably have. I just discovered this movie this year, and honestly, guys, I like the shit out of this movie. I really do. And I can't believe I'd never seen it before, but 2001, Disney made I think this is a TV movie, called Princess of Thieves. Now, this is a German import, which is titled Robin Hood's Daughter. But you can get this on DVD here in the States, only available on DVD. I liked it so much, I imported the Blu-ray from Germany, and it looks fantastic. But this is Robin Hood's Daughter. Now, essentially, I know what you're thinking. Robin Hood's Daughter, that's stupid. But this was made in 2001. This is pre-modern, like what it is today. If this was made today, this would be a totally different movie. But Keira Knightley is Robin Hood's daughter, and this is the movie right before Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm pretty sure this is the movie that got her Pirates of the Caribbean. She's basically playing the same character. She's basically playing Elizabeth Swann type of character, except Robin Hood. So in this movie, Robin Hood's older, so this guy right here is Robin Hood, and then you got Malcolm McDowell, who plays the sheriff. Or is he the sheriff? No, he's Prince John. He's Prince John. So basically, Robin Hood had a daughter with Maid Marian, Gwen. So she's Gwen, which is kind of funny because she's Gwen in this, which I think is an homage to like Guinevere or something. And she also plays Guinevere in King Arthur, and with Clive Owen. So she's been both in Robin Hood and King Arthur, which I think is really dope. But she plays Robin Hood's daughter, and all she wants to do is, she starts off very girly. Her father's always away on his, missions and everything with Will Scarlet. And he comes home, and, the daughter they don't really have that much of a relationship. And she really wants it, and she basically is tired of being like the girl. She wants her dad to respect her more. So she cuts her hair, and she kind of pretends to be a boy a little bit. It doesn't fool anybody. But basically Robin Hood gets kidnapped, and she has to go save him, essentially. But she doesn't really save him. It's not like she has to save Robin Hood. Robin Hood in this is still a bad motherfucker, you guys. He gets captured, and he's still cocky and all kind of things. But, no, Malcolm McDowell's the sheriff. What am I thinking of? Malcolm McDowell is the sheriff because, what's his name? The other guy is Prince John. I'm sorry, I'm going everywhere with this. But this also has the guy from, what's his name? From True Blood, the guy who played Bill in True Blood. He's in this. He basically plays... It's kind of the switch. Instead, he's Robin Hood, and the Prince of France is, the Maid Marian. They kind of role reverses. And I'm not selling it very well, but I really like this movie. This is more of a Robin Hood movie than some of these other Robin Hood movies. They got the archery tournament. There's a dope scene in this where Malcolm McDowell is going to kill Robin Hood. He, with the bow and arrow, he shoots at him, and then Keira Knightley shoots his bow in midair, and it's that's dope. That's dope. But for a Disney TV movie, guys, check out Princess of Thieves. Give it a chance. It's really good. Next, this had to make the list up here, but guys, Robin Hood Men in Tights. Mel Brooks parody movie. Now, mostly this movie's parodying two movies. It's parodying Prince of Thieves and Adventures of Robin Hood with Earl Flynn. It's basically what this movie's parodying, and it's so funny. Like, it opens up with a rap scene. You know, you got Dave Chappelle in this. The scene with him and Little John when they're fighting over the bridge and they're both getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And my favorite line in the whole movie is Little John when he was like, "You pay the toll. Toll is a toll and a roll is a roll. And we don't get no rolls if we don't get no tolls." I love that freaking line.
A toll is a toll, and a roll is a roll. And if we don't get no tolls, then we don't eat no rolls.
You know, but this has the hottest Maid Marian. Like, by far, way too sexy Maid Marian. She is so hot in this movie. Such a fun movie. Now, it does have a dip when they do the musical parts. We're men in tights. Like, the whole musical thing is a little. It kind of dips a little bit, but it's so good, so funny. If you have not seen this, if you're into parody movies, very high recommend for this. Now, this next one, I could not put this last, but I don't own it. And I revisited it right before making this list, and I'm going to put right here in between, I forgot what number I'm on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6, I'm going to put Disney's 1973 version of Robin Hood. Now, I'm putting it this low for mainly one reason. The animation has not grown with me. But I will say this movie has major points for nostalgia. Like, I watched this movie the other day for the first time, and I swear to God, 30 years, and I remembered every song like I heard it yesterday. Like the Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest. Like, I remembered every bit of that. I could sing every song. But the thing that kept bugging me was the animation style. It's not a movie I would ever just want to watch again, unless I have my own kids. So that's the only reason it's down this low, because I base how I watch movies on rewatchability factors. That's about it. So I'm going to put this on here. Most of y'all may not agree with this because, you know, you grew up nostalgia, childhood, and I totally understand that. But rewatching it, it's just the animation style. I can't do it. It's, you know? Last on this list, you kind of know what it is. It has to be down here. But 2018's Robin Hood. Now, here's the thing. I do not think this is an awful movie. It's just the worst out of all of these is this movie. I think Taron Egerton is an amazing Robin Hood. I think Jamie Foxx is perfect casting. Here's my problem with this movie. This is not a Robin Hood movie. This is a movie that wants to be Robin Hood. This is a movie that wants to be modern and cutting edge and different, which I respect it for that, but it doesn't do what it needs to do. This is the Guy Ritchie movie Guy Ritchie should have directed. Here's the thing. I'm going to go off on a small little tangent. Guy Ritchie did King Arthur. Don't like that movie. I think it's got amazing parts, and I love Guy Ritchie. I did a whole thesis on him in film school. He's the reason I got into film. Reason I decided to go to film school was Guy Ritchie. But I feel like Guy Ritchie's style fits Robin Hood. I feel like Guy Ritchie should have did Robin Hood, and Ridley Scott should have did King Arthur. I just feel like that should have been like a switch. But this movie wants to be a Guy Ritchie movie. Now, here's where I have problems with. This is a Little John movie. This is not a Robin Hood movie. This is, and I don't like that they basically took Hakeem from Prince of Thieves, Morgan Freeman's character, which is Jamie Foxx's character in this, and they combined him with Little John, and his name's just John because he says his name and he can't pronounce it. It's like, I'll just call you John. So he's Little John and Hakeem, but he's kind of telling Robin Hood what to do the whole time. And I'm spoilers. You've not seen this movie. If you haven't seen it then, you don't want to see it now. But Little John basically, or Jamie Foxx, kills the sheriff of Nottingham. He kills the bad guy. Robin Hood doesn't do it. And I don't like the whole fact that the whole love triangle with Robin, Maid Marian, and Will Scarlet. Because here's the thing. In all other renditions of Robin Hood, in the Robin Hoods that I like and that I know, Will Scarlet and Robin Hood are like bros. They're best friends. Now, in Prince of Thieves, they switched it up and they made Will Scarlet his long-lost, stepbrother, essentially, or half-brother that resented him. But, they kind of came together at the end, but I get that storyline. Here, they just made Will Scarlet, I hated his character. And then at the very end, he becomes the sheriff of Nottingham, and he's kind of like two-faced and everything, and it's just it doesn't work for me. And the one thing that's cool, though, this has really cool action sequences. This is a movie just put on the background kind of thing. But I don't like how modern they made it. They kept it back in the day. But here's the thing. They don't go to Sherwood Forest till the very end of the movie. There is no Sherwood Forest in this until the very, very end of the movie. They go. Half this movie takes place in a mine. Underground a mine. This doesn't feel like England. It feels like, I don't know what this feels like. Maid Marian's in pants basically half the movie. You have actors wearing beanies, modern beanies. And the way their coats and their outfits are, it feels like Ben Mendelsohn, who's the bad guy in this, feels like he's got the same wardrobe he did in Star Wars. It's there are elements that just don't work. And then they have this really dope chase scene in this industrial mill that feels like they just went to a shipyard, a modern day shipyard with the windows and everything. It doesn't feel like a Robin Hood movie. And Robin Hood is basically being, told what to do by Jamie Foxx the whole movie. It's Jamie Foxx's revenge movie, essentially. Robin Hood's just basically playing like a Bruce Wayne. He's, the cocky rich kid when he needs to be, for public appearances, and then he's this Cape Crusader, this hooded crusader at night, He's basically Batman in this. But it just doesn't work for me. But it's not an awful movie. It's got really good action sequences. It's one of these movies you just put on the background and you don't pay attention to, and you just kind of look up every now and then. So that's my ranking of Robin Hood movies. Now, there are probably a ton I have missed. I have not seen every rendition of Robin Hood. There's TV shows I haven't seen. There's spin-offs. There's straight to DVD stuff I have not seen. These are, I feel like, more of the mainstream ones. Like I said, I just discovered Princess of Thieves this year. I had no idea that movie existed. But I think hands down, 1 and 2 is easily Prince of Thieves and Adventures of Robin Hood. I think those just are undeniably top 2. Should be in any list. But that's just me. So, what are your rankings? Put in below your rankings, because I know they're probably going to be different than mine. Most likely different than mine. Have y'all seen Princess of Thieves? Are y'all a fan of Ridley Scott's Robin Hood? Because I know a lot of people aren't. But this is my ranking. I think Robin Hood is honestly one of the coolest freaking action hero legends we've ever had. And it is something I do like that they redo for every generation. Now, I think it sucks that we're in a day and age where, if you make it now, Robin Hood's gonna have to be, gay or a woman or something. They're gonna modernize the crap out of it. They won't just remake something from back then. But so I feel Ridley Scott's Robin Hood is probably the last great Robin Hood we'll ever get. But that's what I love about these movies, is we have so many different flavors of it. You can like whatever you want. One of my personal favorites is from 1938. I mean, almost 90 years old. That's crazy, and it still holds up to this day. Insane. But what are yours? Are you a Robin Hood fan like I am? Let's talk in the comments below.